I'm Cheri Hardman from Diary of an Ex-Ho, and I'm here today asking comedians, what is your definition of amazing sex? What is your definition of amazing sex?
Oh, this is a term I've learned recently from TikTok, and I didn't know. I learned so many great things about TikTok about sex, right? Like if I could go back to my 20s, knowing what I know now, just from what I've learned about myself on TikTok, or
I don't
female
know
body
anything
parts.
about sex from TikTok, so
Oh my
tell me.
gosh, maybe my algorithm maybe is different than yours, but okay. So something called a pleasure top is, from what I understand, is a man who's into, they get off on pleasing their partner, and so they're going to be like, they're going to be all tuned into what you want and need, and the more excited and pleasure you get, then the more pleasure they get from that. So it's this mutual thing. And
both parties have a well connection, and both parties is willing to please each other and pleasure each other.
What's your definition of amazing sex?
Oh, having my honey on top. That's very, very pleasurable.
I think you have to have some sort of a connection. And I've had, one night stands that I felt connected to. So connection is a very broad term.
Good. That's when missionary style, but the reason why is because you can look into each other's eyes, into the soul, and you're still searching. And you're searching and searching and searching for that release at the same time. And when you get that in tune and it happens at the same time, that's amazing.
One, we both finished. Super important for that to be a thing. I think the best sex is like super rough, but with also very crystal clear boundaries.
All right, now, what's your definition of amazing sex?
Ooh, I like longer sessions. So like if a guy has some stamina and goes a while, that's nice. I think the best sex is obviously with a connection, like someone I know and have been with a few times.
I would say on the highest level, you're not thinking, like you're just really in tune, like a meditation, That's what I really crave, but it's hard to find.
What is your definition of amazing sex?
Oh, wow. So not to sound all mushy or anything, but it has to be with somebody that I'm in love with.
Oh, that's a fair question. For me, it's usually like the best sex I've ever had has definitely been with my husband. I'm not just saying that because I'm married to him. Like I stayed for a reason.
Basically, you don't want to move after.
I think now amazing sex looks like a good conversation up top about like what you're doing, where you're going, what you're both interested in doing, and both people like being engaged in the act, whatever that is, the sexual act.
If we're both satisfied, we're both feeling pleasure, if we're both comfortable.
I guess it's that kind where like you get that leg twitch during it. Like that's where I'm like, oh, that's nice. Nobody cramps up. I think I have old people sex now that I think about it. Now that I say it out loud, what my standards are is like, oh, if my back doesn't go out,
like I like to be picked up and bent over a dresser. You know what I mean? Like I like that. I like my hair pulled. I like to be spanked. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't like the person, it's like, don't touch me, right?
But even if there is no orgasm, it's got to have intimacy. There's got to be some kind of connection.
I think his sex that feels really connected more than anything.
Yeah. She's definitely got to come a bunch. It's got to be a mess. Like we're talking mess. Like you got to sleep on the ground.
All right. So what's your definition of amazing sex?
Anything where I don't get up for like 10 minutes. I need to recover and recuperate.
Got it.
I think that there's several kinds of amazing sex. I think that there's no one like true definition, because you have like sex that's really great because you and your partner's emotional connection is really deep. And then and then the sex is
accentuated because of that. And then you have like, you know, sex that's great because it's kinky and it's something you've never done before. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't do that. And then you have sex that's great because it's somebody you've always wanted to sleep with.
You know what? I've always just liked regular sex. Just if I connect with you and I care about you and I love you, it's amazing, no matter what we're doing.
I think it's very passionate. It's steamy. It's loud. I like loud. I think that's kind of fun. I don't like when people are just completely silent, you know. It's like, come on, you know, you're gonna burst a blood vessel. You know?
You just have such a connection with the person that it makes it like interesting. So there's sort of like a narrative. It isn't just like, let's go grind gears in this room and let's.
Would you say, what's your definition of amazing sex?
One where I have at least one orgasm. Yeah, that's amazing sex to me.
My definition of amazing sex is that the sex where neither one of you can get up afterwards, where you're done and you're spent, like fully spent, and then you just lay there and tangled up in each other and fall asleep.